to Chicago. They're joining us to highlight a few of the experiences to keep on your radar.
It is not every day you can try a Michelin star dish at an accessible price. The executive chef of Esme is joining us to talk about the dishes you can enjoy there during Chicago's Restaurant Week.
I was out Chicago Restaurant Weeking last night. Yeah, good stuff. You know, you can try all these different places you haven't tried before.
How many did you go to?
Well, you know, just one. And this morning, we will rock you. Yeah, we are ready to rock. Bach to Rock, in fact, is joining us to talk about their music program and their students' big showcase.
Looking forward to that. We're talking about Restaurant Week, but if you are heading out right now, we got snow in the forecast, and it looks like it's coming down, starting to come down pretty hard from our 2800 camera.
It's coming down hard, yes. That's where we want to start, showing you the radar where you can see the heavy snow coming down because it's the dark blue color. That's what indicates the heaviest snowfall. So from Chicago to northwest Indiana, Lake County near Gary, you're also getting in on the heavy snowfall. So I'm talking about locations like I-90. Of course, as mentioned, you can see this dark blue shade starting to get into the city. We are going to have rounds of this heavy lake effect snowfall throughout the day today. Tonight into northwest Indiana, and even tomorrow we could see that lake effect band pivot back into Chicago. So we are going to be hit with lake effect today, which is pesky because it could shift. So you're driving along and you're doing good, and then all of a sudden you drive into whiteout conditions. So be aware of the weather. If you can avoid driving, I would say throughout the day today and tomorrow, I would do that. Just limit your driving if you are near the lake especially. Temperatures outside right now are ranging from 11 at the lakefront to 12 at Midway. 2 in Kankakee, northwest Indiana, it is 14 degrees in Gary, feeling like we could be down to 0 at O'Hare and at Midway. 1 at the lakefront, 4 degrees below 0 from Aurora to DeKalb. So I'm going to show you our futurecast, which I want you to see that the temperatures, first of all, but also the band of snow shown is not exactly what we expect. So know that this is going to change, but what I want to show you is that we are going to have it pivot north and south today, tonight, and tomorrow. Temperature-wise tonight, we're dropping down to the single digits as we get into early tomorrow, 7:30, 13 degrees at the lakefront. Notice how that lake effect band is moving from northwest Indiana back over into Chicago and then back to northwest Indiana. We do expect the heaviest snowfall to be in Lake and Porter County. For Chicagoland, we could see around 6 inches plus there, but 4 to 6 inches expected even in Chicago next to the lake. So take it easy. Be careful out there on the roads. Back to you.
Firefighters now confirmed 2 people are dead following a house explosion.
Roseanne Tellez is live in Oswego with these new developments, heartbreaking developments.
A very tragic situation here. We don't yet know the identities of those 2 victims who died in this massive explosion and fire this morning. Right now, they're putting up fencing around the area to keep people out of the area. Investigators are still sifting through the debris. And, of course, that is where they found those 2 victims last night. Fire officials say the fire started, well, it all started with an explosion about 5 p.m. yesterday, and that was followed by heavy flames and huge plumes of smoke. Neighbors reportedly heard the blast and said their homes were shaking. One of them told us that as soon as he stepped outside, he looked at the house and boom, that just went up in flames right in front of him. It was that quick. Oswego firefighters say the 2-story wood frame house had already collapsed and was fully engulfed by the time they got here. They say preliminary indications do point to a gas leak as the likely cause. And we know that NICOR was here shutting off the gas lines after that fire. Several fire departments were called to assist, including Plainfield, Sugar Grove, Aurora, and Bolingbrook. Fire officials say, they did know 2 people were unaccounted for, but it was hours before they actually were able to carefully sift through the debris and find their remains. Now, back live, I want to show you the damage to the house next door. Luckily, no other homes caught fire, but the heat damage to the siding of this home, very serious there. So they were very fortunate it wasn't worse than that. Once again, Oswego fire investigators, the ATF, the State Fire Marshal's Office, they're all here. They have a special van out here, and they are still sifting through this debris. And this has been a really tough job. Someone has been here virtually since yesterday, out in the cold and working in very icy conditions. In Oswego, Roseanne Tejas, Fox Chicago.
Thank you, Roseanne. We certainly appreciate those first responders working out there in those cold conditions. We're also learning more details about the murder of a pregnant woman in Downers Grove. It's really been like the big story of the week.
It's been very disturbing as well. According to multiple reports, 19-year-old Natus Ravukas is in critical condition after injuring himself in jail. Those injuries appear to be self-inflicted. He's accused of stabbing 30-year-old Eliza Morales and then setting her on fire. She was also 5 months pregnant. This all stemmed from a sale on Facebook Marketplace. Ravukas is charged with first-degree murder, among other felonies. Prosecutors are seeking life in prison. His arraignment is set for February the 18th. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey is pushing for an end to what he says are unlawful ICE operations in his home state.
So he was at a mayor's conference in Washington, D.C. yesterday and defended Minneapolis as a sanctuary city. This comes as border czar Tom Homan takes over immigration enforcement operations in the Twin Cities. And he says that he will hold agents accountable and that the Trump administration is actually working on a drawdown plan to decrease the overall number of federal agents in the state.
This is not a time to bend our heads in despair or out of fear that we may be next, because if we do not speak up, if we do not step out, it will be your city that is next.
I'm staying till the problem's gone. But we've made a lot of progress the last 3 days.
Homan says that he spoke with Governor Tim Walz and Mayor Frey, saying that they agreed dialogue is needed.
Demonstrations are expected across the country today for what's being called a national ICE out protest. Organizers are calling for a general strike, meaning no work, school, or shopping. They demand that the Trump administration end its immigration crackdown. Protests are expected in major cities, including Chicago. We are going to have more from Saquon in a live report later on.
Israel says it is going to reopen Gaza's border crossing with Egypt on Sunday. That reopening will allow limited movement for the first time since 2024. The crossing is vital for Palestinians seeking medical care or returning home. Initially, only 50 people were permitted to cross each way daily. Both Israel and Egypt will screen travelers with European Union agents supervising. These steps follows a U.S.-brokered ceasefire plan.
President Trump just announced his pick to lead the Federal Reserve. President Trump plans to nominate Kevin Warsh as the new chairman. Warsh is a former governor of the central bank and has criticized leadership at the Fed. Trump has repeatedly attacked current chairman Jerome Powell on the past year for his cautious approach to lowering interest rates. Remember, he left them unchanged just this week. Powell's term as chairman expires in May. We could be headed for a partial government shutdown, everybody, tonight. A deal was in place between Senate Democrats and the White House. I mean, things were looking promising like midday yesterday, but an expected vote fell apart last night. Democrats have voiced frustration over immigration enforcement and funding the Department of Homeland Security. So we'll see what happens. They have another set vote this morning.
Nearly 2,000 products from a popular brand like Cheerios, Skittles, Pringles, they're being recalled. The FDA cited unsanitary conditions at a Gold Star distribution facility. They found rodent and bird contamination. This is also impacting pet food like Purina dog and cat chow.
And it's not just grocery items either. Over-the-counter items like Advil, Benadryl, and Claritin. For the full list is on the FDA's website. Those products were distributed in multiple states, including in Indiana. American gymnast Jordan Childs may soon be able to reclaim that bronze medal from the floor exercise from the 2024 Paris Olympics.
It is 2026, yes. Just in case you forgot. Switzerland's Supreme Court granted part of her appeal and sent her case back to the Court of Arbitration for sport for reconsideration. I mean, some people are like, are y'all still fighting over this? Some people are like, no, I'll fight to the end, because you just never know whether you'll make it back there. It cited new video evidence which shows Child's coach making an inquiry over her score within the allotted time. Giles was stripped of the medal, in case you forgot, after an appeal by Romania. The review is expected to take at least 1 year. I don't know who actually has possession of the actual medal.
Right, who's got that one?
Yeah.
All right, NHL star, former Blackhawk Patrick Kane makes history, becoming the all-time leading scorer among U.S.-born players. Happened last night. Kane earned his 1,375th point last night.
Is that little Kane?
That is a young Kaner, yeah. Kane is now in his 19th NHL season after spending 15 of them in Chicago. He breaks the previous record held by former Minnesota North star Mike Modano.
I remember Mike Modano.
Congratulations.
Well, get ready to golf on a day like today. I'm looking forward to this one. Cold and snow will be no problem with the Megalodome Golf Opens in Oswego. It says it will be the world's first full-scale indoor golf course. Plans include 4 massive domes that will cover a 9-hole golf course. The Megalodome hopes to open in the fall of 2027.
That is massive.
It is.
I mean,
wow.
Megalodome.
Megalodome, yes. There you go. Well, get ready for some amazing music. The Grammys officially kick off on Sunday.
I'm looking forward to this. Quite a lineup for performers this year. The show will feature a special segment where all 8 of this year's Best New Artist nominees will perform. And I love that our producers know we're getting a little old around here, so they actually put in a pronouncer for some of these names for the new artists. Sometimes we miss it. Olivia Dean, Somber, and Lola Young.
That's pronounced Lola Young, by the way.
Plus, several other stars will be performing, including Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, Sabrina Carpenter.
We know those, right?
Yeah, we know those, yeah.
And there will also be a tribute to the late Ozzy Osbourne with performances from Post Malone, Slash, and Chad Smith. During the annual In Memoriam tribute, Trevor Noah will also be back to host for the 6th and final time.
I'm gonna shade Anthony, and he receives this shade. He loves it. Okay, so going back to the pronouncer in there, when what is her name? Oh, goodness. There was a young lady that came to perform for Lollapalooza.
Okay.
And
Chaperone?
Chaperone.
Yeah, there you go.
And he
Pink
said
Pony Club.
Chappelle Rowan. Yeah. Chappelle Rowan. That's why we need pronouncers in there.
That's a French pronunciation. Chappelle Rohan.
Chappelle Rowan. It was beautiful, but it's Chaperone, yeah.
All right, looks like we're going to take a quick break right now as you look out over the snow falling over the city and many of the suburbs. Lake effect doing its thing. We've got more of Good Day right after this.
In a second.
All right, everybody, just about 9:15. Look at Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. Well, we had ice on the bean earlier this week, so it's beautiful out there. Just one person getting the picture in. Those solo pics are always iconic, so good for you. But everybody, just take it easy this morning if you're headed out and about. The first day of Black History Month is this Sunday, but you don't have to wait until February to start learning or celebrating it. Pause. You also don't have to stop at the end of February, but here to talk about some places in Chicago you can visit. Joni Folletto with Choose Chicago. Always love having you here. You're always so colorful.
I try.
I love it. So tell us a little bit about, you know, the movement here in Chicago for Black History Month.
Yeah, Chicago is a perfect place to celebrate Black History Month. Chicago history is Black history.
Yes.
And actually the concept of Black History Month was born in Chicago 100 years ago this year. A lot of people don't realize that, but in Bronzeville.
Yeah. So there's plenty of things that are going to be happening to kind of celebrate that and celebrate all things.
Yeah. So our cultural institutions are a great place to start. The Griffin Museum of Science and Industry has their Black Creativity exhibit, which is the longest running African-American art exhibit in the country. And it features art from Black artists of all ages. So really fun for everyone.
Yeah.
The Chicago History Museum has an Emmett Till exhibit. So if you want to learn about his life and legacy and that impact on the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
And of course, the DuSable Black History Museum and Education Center is a great year-round resource that we're so lucky to have here in Chicago.
It is. They're always full of wonderful things to enlighten you, you know, to broaden your perspective on things. I put the Griffin on my list for I've got to get over there and see this new exhibit. Yeah.
And the Paul Tazewell exhibit, the costume designer.
Yeah. That's what got me there first. And I was like, oh, I see everything else that's going on there. So what are maybe some of the neighborhood historical tours that are going to be happening for the month?
Yes, the Chicago Mahogany Tours with Sherman Dilla Thomas.
Yeah, we love Sherman.
Yes, you might know him as the TikTok Chicago historian, Dilla. We love him. So he does great tours. He can take you through neighborhoods like Bronzeville, Pullman, Roseland, Englewood. He's Emmy Award winning.
Yes, he is.
As well.
Yes, he is.
But also, I would just say get out in Bronzeville. It is a Black metropolis. It's this historic cultural hub. One of my favorite parts there is the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
There are these like bronze plaques in the sidewalk that talks about different African-American like influential individuals that were also Bronzeville residents.
Yeah.
Ida B. Wells, Gwendolyn Brooks. It's an awesome neighborhood.
It is full of history over there, and it is true that like you step outside in Bronzeville. I went to the Bronzeville Art Museum, you know, once, and then we just stepped outside really quickly, and they were like, "This happened here. This person lived there." You know, I mean, just looking around, and you learn so much.
You're
and we were
in
just standing still.
a museum.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So, of course, celebrating Black history is about supporting Black-owned local businesses as well, and there are so many in this area. But do you have some to highlight?
Of course. Well, it is Chicago Restaurant Week. We were just talking about that. So a great opportunity to explore Black-owned restaurants like Bronzeville Winery, Virtue in Hyde Park, a new steakhouse in Hyde Park called Chemistry Chicago.
So good.
Okay, haven't been, but okay, gotta go. And actually, I was at Buddy Guy's Legends last night for a blues club.
Did Buddy come in?
Yeah, it's part of his residency. And this man is 89 years old, and I do not think he knows that. It was amazing. And, you know, blues, huge part of Chicago history, Black history, like experienced that there in the South Loop.
Yeah.
Wonderful evening.
Yeah, I've gone before when Buddy wasn't there, and one time when he like walked in from the back playing the guitar, and you're like, you know.
Sipping cognac, like you don't know what you're gonna get. It's,
But that's a perfect exemplification of just, I mean, he is everything. He is the moment when he walks in, Okay, so where can people learn more information?
ChooseChicago.com. We have all these different blog posts and itineraries to explore Black history, Black culture in Chicago this month and year-round.
Year-round, yeah. Thank you so much. We always appreciate having you here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you back sometime soon. 9:18, everybody. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by
All right, welcome back. Time now 9:21. Mike and Caitlin have been telling you the snow is coming. It has arrived, and it's not going away anytime soon. We'll keep you updated on that. Well, from Chicago to communities across Africa, Sonny Akbi is the founder of A Boy in His Dream, an organization providing scholarships, mentorship, food, and hope to underserved youth, all inspired by his own personal journey growing up in Africa and building a life here in Chicago. Sonny, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much. You know, it means a lot to have me.
Yeah, looking forward to you telling your story.
Absolutely. That's why we're here.
Yeah. So for people just learning about it, what is the mission of A Boy in His Dream?
Well. A Boy in His Dream, first of all, is my story, my personal story. The mission of A Boy in His Dream is to ensure that every situation, every past adversity that affected me, I'm officially going after them by creating resources for the children who might face those same similar situations. And if you can prevent it, you can stop it. If you can also recognize it, you can work to prevent it. So everybody benefit. So that's what we're doing right now. So this story was written in 2015, tell how I was born out of wedlock and how that disturbed my childhood upbringing. I suffer a lot, deprivation, all kinds of deprivation, you know. It was just crazy. But as I grow older, different season comes relief and learning lessons. And at the end of the day, after all the suffering, at the end of the day, I got a very perfect opportunity to come to the United States, and I took advantage of that situation. So I came in here, learned the government, the tradition, the skill set, went back to school, studied at Purdue University up to a master's degree in accounting and finance, and I decided to better me than tell the story, and now create the foundation to help prevent same situation happening to any child that might be born into that same situation, because those children being born and outside marriages, they suffer. They lack a lot of parental care, love, acceptance mostly, and that's all that have affected me. So it's now that we created it, every student that would be born into such predicament will have a leverage. And I have a team, and we have the story, we have a book, we have a team that helping to do the programs that we created, such as scholarship, mentorship, accountability, just helping these young men and women. Remember, it's not just for the boys, but it's for the youth.
Youth as well.
Yeah.
Why was it so important for you, with everything you went through as a child, to make sure that kids in a similar situation also have positive outlooks a little bit down the line?
Well, that's a great question to ask. I know what I felt going through it. It was so excruciating. The pain, the emotional burden that I bear that was never spoken. And if I can help other children to prevent it, you can't stop it. You can help them to minimize the situation so that they can also go through it and learn, but however they would have learned how to sustain it. Because if it wasn't God, I would have not been able to sustain it. So we created that. I created it now as a team. So we are going to target every youth that will go through that, or even young adult, people at your age, they still suffer childhood trauma that's never reconciled. So I help them now to balance all that by telling the story and then doing the scholarship, doing the mentorship, helping teach them the skill set that they need to succeed.
And you guys got a gala coming up soon, too. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how it benefits future youth as well?
Absolutely. So we have a gala coming up. So how I get funded is through fundraiser and plus public donations. And that gala, we're going to be raising funds. And 100% of every proceed raised go to the problem solving. That's how we give scholarship and mentorship. We don't get paid doing it. So I encourage people to come to the gala on February 21st at the Midland Hotel. Just get a table, buy a ticket, invite your friends and family, because we're going to raise that fund. And we're going to utilize the funds to fund the programs that we have here in Chicago and in Nigeria. So we have given over 75 scholarships.
Wow.
And mentored over 40 kids through university. Many of them graduated. They're married now. They're holding the society.
And you even got a couple on your board as well.
Yes, we have 3 serving on the board right now. The secretary and the treasurer went through the program. One is went back to medical schools right now, and one is in finance. and one is graduating from University of Missouri as electrical engineering. So look at, we're raising those youth to become a leader that we want to see serve so that the community can be better. And one thing you need to understand is the fact that we help those kids to get out of those communities so that from their suffering. Now we are reducing crime rate, reducing suffering, and building this young leaders and giving back to the community.
Man, it's a beautiful
so
story.
that's what Boy His Dream is all about.
All right, Sonny, appreciate you sharing your story.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. And I also want to thank all the supporters, people that have been helping and donating. And I just want you guys to know that without you constantly supporting and giving love, and my family at home who has given me the courage and inspiration, my beautiful wife and 2 children. And we want to say thank you. And also,
we're running out of time.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time. We're looking forward to the gala coming up in February. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, time now 9:26. We'll be right back.
The Chicago Wolves take on the
All right, we're back at 9:29, and we do have breaking news. Luigi Mangione, the man accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO, will not face the death penalty. That ruling came from a judge today. Also, the Trump administration had wanted him executed in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, but the federal judge dismissed the federal murder charge, saying it was technically flawed. Mangione will face life in prison. We've also learned Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark has died. No details have been released yet surrounding his passing. This just coming in. Clark served as the mayor of Harvey since 2019. Our prayers for his family and the Harvey community right now.
All right, time is now 9:30. Activists are urging people to stay home from work or school today and to not spend any money shopping. And as part of a nationwide protest movement in the wake of several deadly shootings involving federal agents. Saquon joins us live in Avondale with more. Say.
Hey, good morning to you. Well, today's boycott movement hasn't necessarily prompted any widespread closures of Chicago businesses, at least yet. But I'll step out of the way because you can see some businesses, including this one, the Brewed Coffee Shop here in Avondale, are keeping their doors shut today, encouraging customers to join the movement. Now, the owners of the coffee shop here also see a record shop in Logan Square. They posted this on their Instagram page just yesterday, announcing the closure of both stores and saying in part, while the stormtroopers of our government murder more innocent people in the streets than the alleged criminals they claim to be after, we're struggling to fight the horrors of this tyrannical system under which we live, but we want to send a message where we can. Many local businesses are finding other ways to show their support for the movement by donating some of their proceeds to mutual aid organizations. Here in Avondale, some of those businesses include Avondale Bull, Ludlow Liquors, Wolfhound Bar and Kitchen, and more. Meanwhile, last night, we know 3 men and 4 women were detained after a protest at a Target in the West Loop. Activists were protesting out there because they say the company gave ICE agents access to its stores to carry out some immigration operations. Chicago police confirmed with us early this morning each of them have now been charged with criminal trespass to property. We also heard from Alderman Lamont Robinson, who joined the community outside that store last night. Listen.
As a member of the Chicago Black Caucus, I am here today to let my brown sisters and brothers know that we stand in solidarity with you. As we are on the cusp of Black History Month, understand that what happened to us 100 years ago, where our families were ripped apart, that we stand here today to let you know that we stand here with you.
Well, as activists boycott by not going to school, work, or shopping, we also know there could be some bigger crowds in the downtown area, specifically near Daly Plaza tonight. So if you are in the downtown area, you work in that area, and you're thinking about your commute back home, just a heads up that there could be some bigger crowds, especially with this national shutdown day. Guys.
All right, thank you, Say. Time now 9:32. Checking in with Mike for a look at the forecast. Saw a couple of flurries coming down in Say's live shop. Looks like it's snowing a lot harder downtown, though, Mike.
It is. You know, she's on the northwest side there in Avondale. Barely anything. I mean, a little bit of snow coming down, but there you see it pouring down over the city, downtown anyway. I have a view coming up here that's from one of our skyscrapers. And let's take a look at it. And you can't see anything. It's grayed out because the snow is falling so heavily. Now, at O'Hare, little light snow. It's 12 degrees. We have a northwest wind at 8, so the wind chill is 0. I mean, it's still really cold out there, too. Numbers, the coldest is where it got coldest overnight. 8 at Kankakee, 3 at Rensselaer. You had clear skies. That allowed temperatures to get below 0. 14 at Gary, 12 at O'Hare and Waukegan, 11 at Woodstock, 10 at DeKalb, and also at Aurora. Take a look at this wind map. I want to show you something here. First of all, the general wind direction is northwest. Notice right here, winds are kind of converging. It's a little bit of a spin here. This is what we call a meso-low, meaning kind of a medium or small-size low-pressure system. That is almost always associated with an uptick in snowfall as it brings the snow inland. Wind chills pretty close to 0. Few places are a little bit above it. 4 at Chicago Heights and the lakefront, but it's 4 below at Aurora and also Woodstock. You're going to be doing snow removal in heavy winter gear here today. We've got some updates. A winter storm warning is now in effect for the city of Chicago and southern Cook County, joining Lake and Porter County, Indiana. In purple, you've got winter weather advisory, Lake, northern Cook, DuPage, and eastern Will County. Gives you an idea where the warning is. That's where the heaviest snow is expected. The bright green area is where the snow is coming down with the greatest vigor, and you can see it's pointed right into the city currently and moving gradually to the west. And there's also a pretty good burst of snow moving into northern Lake County, Illinois as well. So we got lake effect snow, 1/2 to 3 inches by afternoon across most of the area. Few spots might get a little bit more close to the lake, but then late this afternoon and tonight, additional snow is coming. This will likely be heaviest in Indiana, where easily 6 inches of snow will accumulate. That lake effect snow is not done tomorrow. In fact, it may back up towards the city of Chicago during the day, creating some dangerous travel conditions once again, even as other areas enjoy some sunshine. Temperatures are at least getting out of the deep freeze. I got a couple of days here that could get to 30 next week, Wednesday and Thursday, with a little bit of light snow. Got a couple of photos to share with you. It's my friend Leah Anderson listened. She's a radio host, and she is enjoying Mexico. That is Huatulco. Leah, have a safe trip back home. I'm not sure you want to come back. Look at how lovely that is. And, of course, she's very lovely, too. And our second photo, this one is actually a drawing from Eli Dolan, and apparently he has named that snowman Wadsworth. Can we take that super off of there? I don't know if we can or not so we could see. But he actually drew that using pastel oils. He's only 9 years old and did a really, really good job with that. Eli, I would love to show the whole head, but apparently I can't, but that's a great drawing. All right, a Michelin star restaurant is inviting you to enjoy some of their most delicious dishes at a more accessible price. It's all part of Chicago Restaurant Week. We've been showcasing a number of places, and this morning we are excited to welcome Chef Jenner Tomaska. He is the co-owner and executive chef of Esme and also Petite Edith. Good morning, Chef. For those of us who are not familiar with your restaurant there in Lincoln Park, tell us about Esme and really how you have made art such a huge part of what you're doing there.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, here at Esme, we invite in local artists every 4 months, and as you can kind of see behind me, they do a massive installation, and that's kind of the fun part here. It's really about supporting the community and the artists abroad to bring them in and collaborate and almost put their work on the plate for guest experiences, kind of fulfilling and what I love about hospitality.
Jenner, what are you offering there for Restaurant Week? Oh my gosh, this looks spectacular. I mean, we talked about art. That we don't even need to taste that. It is so beautiful looking there. But what have you got going on as a special for Restaurant Week?
Yeah, so this is kind of a taste of our kind of ethos at Esme. These aren't necessarily dishes that you would see on our full tasting menu, but a sample of like our style and cuisine. So everything is plated on something that's made locally by a craftsperson. So starting with a braised endive salad with ricotta, sturgeon, and it's served in a bowl made by David Kim Ceramics, short rib, which is beautiful, obviously, with the snow outside, and in the middle of the table is one of our, I think, our most iconic dishes that we serve here. The image is actually edible, and you can find that piece actually shown in the space, and inside you'll find the dessert. It's just a beautiful layered of a chocolate cake.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely spectacular. Tell me, what is the dish? It's like in a circular bowl there, Chef. It looks like it might have maybe some sesame seeds on it. It's like front and center, not that one in your left hand.
Yeah, this is one of our.
Yeah, what's that?
One of our desserts that we're serving. It's a tiramisu with guava and sesame.
Oh wow! And I love how you've got the viola flowers there. Beautiful. Those are edible, I'm assuming.
Yeah, everything's edible. It's the fun. You eat with all your senses, so I think it's really important that the dishes are representative of the artwork on the table, and then hopefully that impacts in your mouth.
You were talking about the artwork, and I know you changed that up. What's the current art that you have on display at Esme, Chef?
Yeah, the current artist we're showcasing is Lefty, or Lefty out there. He's originally from Chicago, currently based in LA. He's done a tremendous job over the last, I think, 10 years with his career. He's kind of really launched his, he's worked with Bad Bunny. So to have some of his art on the walls here at Esme is really, really fun.
All right, tell us about Petite Edith. This is your new restaurant in Chicago. What have you got on the menu there for Restaurant Week?
Yeah, so, Esme is fun and an experience, and not everyone has 3 hours to sit down for a meal. Petite Edith is really meant to be a neighborhood restaurant. It's very French influenced. You could say it's a French Midwest bistro.
Bistro, okay.
And then we're very, very hyper local with our produce. So it's really about reflecting what's in season. And we are in the Midwest, but I love fish. So there's lots and lots of seafood on the menu. Our monkfish. It's roasted on the bone. It's served with a matelote sauce, which basically is a fish stew with red wine and pearl onions and lardons. We do have, things like steak au poivre and frites. So it kind of reaches the gamut of progressive cuisine, but still a place you can come in multiple times a month.
That's great. Chef Jenner Tomaska, we appreciate you giving us a preview there at Esme, and also your second location there, the Petite Edith French Bistro. Looks beautiful, and wishing you continued success there. Keep up the good work. We are going to be back with more of Good Day on this snowy Friday. And there's that perfect snowman drawing. We'll be right back after this.
Live better, vote.
As the snow really comes down over us downtown. You can see the bean with just a few folks out there getting their pictures in, and also the river, which looks pretty icy, at least on the sides there. We appreciate the crews that kind of come through and break up the ice, but make sure you're careful, you know, when you're out and about this morning. But if you're going to stay inside, we love the sound of music. One music education group is redefining the way kids learn to play and perform music. Bach of Rock is performing a special show this weekend at Bachapalooza. But before the kids take the stage, they are joining us in studio with a preview of their show. Directors Mike Priller and Cindy Bradley here with me, along with one of the stars, Avery. Avery, how old are you?
I'm 12.
12 years old, and she's a star already. I can sense it. I know it. Mike, let's start with you. Tell us about Bach to Rock and what makes the program unique.
Yeah, so Bach to Rock is a modern music school for pretty much all ages. We have our own curated curriculum that really guides the students and families through the fundamentals, music theory, private lessons, group classes, rock band program. We literally do a little bit of everything. We're also a certified Serato DJ school as well, so we offer DJ lessons, music production. We truly do it all.
Yeah, I love it, and that keeps everyone engaged, you know. Cindy, Bach to Rock is looking to expand, so, I mean, you're already doing so many things. How do you take it up a notch?
You know, events, we're out in the public, we pair up with the community any chance we can, with the park districts, with anything that's going on. We are always looking for it, and that's how we can expand, is by showing how important we are to the community.
I think that's so important. You know, the more eyes on what you do, the more people can say, like, oh, that's something I would want my child involved in. But let's talk to the star. You know, the adults, yeah, we're okay. But the star over here, Avery, tell us about your interest and how Bach to Rock has helped you.
Well, I started singing at a very young age, like around 6, but when my mom figured out about Bach to Rock, she like instantly enrolled me, and I've gotten better at singing every single day because of Bach to Rock.
Awesome. What kind of things, what's your favorite song to sing?
Come As You Are.
Ooh, okay, give me a little bit of it. She's like, no, I need a little practice time. That's okay. I put you on the spot. So tell me this, how has your music education helped you in other parts of school? Because I do feel like, you know, music can help you like in math and some other things as well.
Well, sometimes when I'm in math and I'm trying to like remember an equation, I'll make like a little like song in my head to remember it. And then we also have a school musical, and Bach to Rock helped me get like a lot of good parts in the musical.
I love it. I love it. It translates to so many different things. And does it help you, you know, with your confidence too? Because you've been on stages.
Yes, very, very much so. I'm much more confident.
Yeah, that'll help you for the rest of your life, you know? And that speaks volumes to what you all do.
Yes.
Yes, it's a blessing to work with the kids and have the dedication of the parents behind, and then the curriculum that Bach gives us to work with sets everyone up for success.
Okay, if somebody is watching right now and they're like, I want my kid to be like Avery because she just seems outstanding, what do they need to do?
They just need to call us or stop by the school. We have a couple different locations currently in the Chicagoland area, Northbrook, Arlington Heights, and Naperville. So if you're in the area of any of one of those 3 cities, please stop by. We're happy to help. We're open all day. We got wonderful staff. We'll answer any and all questions and get you signed up.
Do you have something major coming up?
Yes. So actually this Sunday we have our annual Bach-a-Palooza event where we showcase student bands and private lesson soloists. And we do partner with our Northbrook school, Arlington Heights and Northbrook tag team the event. And it provides an awesome opportunity for students to get up on stage, showcase their skills with their students and their friends, and perform in front of an audience to, you know, build that confidence and just get out there and be excited and rock out.
All right, everyone, keep rocking on, Avery. We look to see you on stages for many years to come. Thank you all for being here. 9:47, we'll be right back.
The greatest 10.
Why did you leave me?
Why did you betray your own heart?
Where is the obstacle?
Ooh, So if you're looking for a Valentine's Day plan, there's a new movie ready to heat up the box office in a few weeks, and Jake had the chance to chat with the stars. This could be good if you're going out, or maybe you're, want to be by yourself.
Exactly right. Listen, every once in a while I'll see a movie and I'll go, that movie is going to make all the money, and that movie is going to make all the money. We are 2 weeks away from Wuthering Heights opening in theaters, and trust me when I tell you this, the movie is going to be huge. It stars Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. They're in this steamy new adaptation of the classic novel Wuthering Heights, but this is not your normal period piece romance. I sat down with Margot and Jacob to talk about shooting those steamy sex scenes that everyone's going to be talking about. A lot of people are describing this as
perked up.
Kind of 50 Shades of Grey in like Victorian England.
Okay.
And I also wanted to know what it's like shooting the poster that is about to be plastered on walls in bedrooms around the world.
Do you want me to stop?
As long as they've been a part of cinema history, sex scenes, I think, have fascinated audiences. And I think it's because a lot of people have a difficult time wrapping their brain around what it would take to shoot something intimate kind of with a stranger in front of a lot of people. I'd love to know from your perspective, what do you think is the biggest misconception audiences have about what it takes to pull off a scene like that on the day?
I think audiences don't realize how many people are on a set and how close everyone is to each other. I think it looks, hopefully, like a very intimate moment between your characters that you're watching, but really 3 feet that way is your grip and your camera operator and your spark, and like it's just like it's a lot of people.
It's also kind of no different to choreographing a fight scene or a dance sequence. It's super technical, depending on, especially the scene where it's not a sex scene, but where I'm on top of you with my hands. That's choreographed because the lens in that kind of light, you only have this much space to move. So what you do has to fit in the frame and work with the lighting. So it's a super technical thing, you know. So kiss me and let us both be damned.
This image is about to be on the walls of it. To me, honest to God, it feels like a generational poster in the way that the Titanic poster was.
That's what we wanted it to be, like something that people would be like, I actually want to buy that poster
and put it
have it
on the wall. Because I know they have days where like you shoot the poster image and stuff. Can you walk me through like the shooting of that image?
So we were looking at the Gone with the Wind poster, and we're like, wouldn't it be great if we, that we were going for this golden age Hollywood sort of thing. And I feel like in golden age Hollywood films, every time they kiss, it's like she falls into his arm and they're like this, and Clark Gable or whoever it is. So we were kind of going for that old Hollywood
Mario
feeling.
made pina coladas.
I did make pina coladas that
in
day.
the morning, so we had pina coladas for breakfast.
We had pina coladas for breakfast, and then we did our poster shoot.
How long does something like that, like how many different takes are you guys doing? Like, is it a
Three pina coladas.
Three pina coladas.
Three pina coladas.
Yeah.
So about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes. We're going to have more from the stars of Wuthering Heights a little closer to the film's release when it opens on Valentine's Day weekend. How come they can drink pina coladas at work in the morning, but if we do it, if we do the news,
well,
we
doing
get called
the news
into a
like
meeting.
this might be a problem.
That's, listen, after 3 pina coladas, I'll very much just be like that. Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back.
Moment.
All right, we got an exciting hour of Chicago now. Coming up in a couple of minutes, snow globe conditions outside the studio here, Caitlin.
It's beautiful. Look at this. Lake effect snow. You know what? I'll give you a couple forecasts during this next hour, too, because I think that's what everyone's mind is on, especially since it's Friday and we're working our way into the weekend.
On Monday, some people's minds are going to be on what Caitlin just referred to as Groundhog's Day. Groundhog. I think you meant Groundhog Day.
A little giggle there?
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, Groundhog.
And we're going to be joined by the people who are planning the big celebration out in Woodstock for Woodstock Willie and his dramatic
Woodstock Willie and Punxsutawney Phil. There's groundhogs. It's Groundhog's Day. Anthony, who's right, who's wrong? Also, we're going to be talking about the homeless community in Chicago, especially when we have conditions like this. It's been brutally cold, and now we've got snow out there. So if you're curious, we're going to dig into the resources that are available.
And we're going to be speaking with a couple of the cast members from the most Tony Award-winning show of 2024, which is coming to Chicago. We'll be right back.
The perfect gifts.